First of all, where did you have to go?
Man, no penitentiary time,
Okay.
none of that. You know, it was all county. And I say, shoot, my county time was almost like the penitentiary. I don't know if people heard of Green Bay. Green Bay in Tarrant County. That mother like the penitentiary, man. Motherfuckers in cages, literally. You know what I'm saying? The whole jail is just cages full of people, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, so I got locked up in December 2016, you know. So they took me to the old jail downtown, transferred me to Mansfield, man. I did like damn near 2 full weeks in Mansfield, and then they transferred me back to the county. Man, my whole time in that mud, really thinking, man, so I ain't never had $100,000 bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never, even the fathom, like, I ain't never seen nobody pay, or even, I ain't never seen nobody have $100,000 bill. You know, all my partners who caught they charges and stuff like that for, you know, robbing and murder and stuff like that, I don't think they bill was that high. You know what I mean? If it was, you know, I ain't know. But
Is a situation where the bail was 100,000 to where you need to come up with 10%, 10,000?
exactly,
And
but
was there no one that?
man, it was worse because I had them other charges. You know what I'm saying? I had the assault before that, which what tripled or doubled at that time. It doubled that time. That went up to 10K, so it made it 110,000 to get out. You know, but it was like 11,000. They wanted 10%.
So, can you walk us as far as your first day, your first week, how you adjusting? Because most people who go in, they expect themselves to get out, hopefully, within a couple of days. Hopefully, somebody outside is going to hold them down and get you on out. How was that first day, the first week?
Man, that's what drove me crazy. Was, you know, I wasn't used to doing no time longer than, you know, 2-3 days probably, you know what I'm saying, at the most. You know, man, I actually, you know what I mean, had it coordinated, you know, my uncle and the police at the hospital had it coordinated for me to turn myself in, man, originally. But me, honestly, man, I had to be motivated and swayed, you know what I mean, so many times, because I'm just like, man, fuck this. I want them to come get it out the mud like I had to come get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? So the decisions I was making afterwards, you know, it was just a blessing that nobody, you know what I mean, helped me make any bad decisions, you know what I'm saying, at that time, because I was ready to go to war, which really messed me up when I was in there, because I'm thinking I'm finna get out, you know, since it was coordinated with my uncle and, you know, the police, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, you know what I mean, he already talking about, yeah, nigga, I got you. And yeah. Nah, man, I got up in that motherfucker day 2, day 3. I'm like, man, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Sure, you gonna come through or what? And shit, never happened. You know what I'm saying? And, man, I ain't gonna lie, that killed my soul. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that was one of the first, shit, that's really my only realest charge I got, you know what I mean, to like where I was gonna be able to, you know what I mean, had to sit down over like that, you know what I'm saying? I was just fortunate, man, throughout the streets and blessed, man, that, you know I had, man, throughout the shit I was doing when I was younger, that God was watching me, you know what I mean, he had me protected, you know, for a reason, you know. And even that right there, going to jail that time and just having, you know, my uncle tell me that, you know what I mean, that actually probably saved my life too at that moment, you know.
How much time did you end up being in the county overall?
Overall, man, I probably did about a year and about 3 months. You know, I went in December, got out March. and I went back on a pre-bond on a pre-bond violation, and said, man, had to get two. I had to get one bond reinstated. Actually, no, I mean, they actually reinstated two of my bonds, but made me bond out on another one. You know what I'm saying? So I think I got the two felony charges, or it was either one of them backwards though. You know what I mean? But I got two of them reinstated and had to bond out on one of them. You know.
For what do you call it? The Green Mile? What do you call it? The Green Wall?
Nah, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay.
What is? Because I ain't never been in that situation. What's the layout like? How is it? Pods? Is it how many? Like, is it? What's the situation as far as the layout of everyone that's in there?
Man, it's pods everywhere, man. When I say pods, cages. Like, how can I explain it? I'm gonna say the size of a house with like 50 people in it, a normal house. You know, with like 50 people in it. You know, it was crazy though, because even though we weren't in a penitentiary, you know what I mean, Green Bay, like it's segregated. You know what I mean? They like do that politics type shit that they doing the pen type shit. White people with white people, black people with black people. In the county, everybody mingling. You know what I'm saying? In Tarrant County, downtown, everybody mingling. But shit, when you get to Green Bay, so you can mingle with them, but you know, everybody bunk with their people type of thing. And that was just different to me, you know what I'm saying?
Was there any notable people that that came through there that either the world may know or you may know, anybody that you kind of got close with while you was in there?
Man, my second time, I was in there doing time with Low Key, Stop Six Low Key, Lil Ronnie, Tay K. I was
Tay K
over
came through
there. Yeah, I was shit next door to him type of stuff, He at the basketball court, we at the window, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if I should say this, but I would love to, apologize to that man, because he going through real stuff. And I did some stuff, showing out, with Low Key and Lil Ronnie around, get money Lil Ronnie around, and I actually felt bad that I actually, just said some messed up stuff, just tried to tell him, so get down with, the whole movement of what Fort Worth doing. But it wasn't me, it wasn't in my place to say nothing to that man, you know what I'm saying? And I just be realizing, man, I put myself in a lot of situations, and like just sometimes being a bigger person and just showing out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even then, I was, mind you, man, I was in there holding prayer groups and stuff from time to time. You know what I mean? That second go round in there with them. That didn't really make sense to me, but you know what I mean? Because it was like instantly, the moment I did it, I felt different. I'm like, nigga, why would I say something like that to, somebody, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, I love Fort Worth, but man, Fort Worth then gave me hell too, you know what I'm saying?
I meant to ask you, what are your religious beliefs? Because of course, when you hear that, from the scars you have on you, attempting to take your life, it does make someone wonder as far as what do you believe in? Is there a higher power that you look towards, and do you blame?
Man, I used to say, Christian, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older, and as I'm starting to figure out names like Yah and all these different Yahweh and all these different names, I'm just like, nah, I don't even want to put no name to him. I don't even want to put him in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather, go with what I know that's been protecting me in my life, which has got to be a higher power than anything, But I will say this though, I would definitely tell any younger kids that's growing up that don't know how to get out of a situation. Maybe if they just start praying and talking to God, and you know what I mean, start putting a little bit of works with that, you know what I mean, that situation can change and will change. You know what I'm saying?
How did you do your time? You know, most people when they get to sit down and they don't know when they're going home, they got to make the most of it. How did you, get through the day to day?
That right there, God, man. I'm reading my Bible.
How far you get into it?
20 pages. You know, in 3 to 4, in 3 to 4 month spans. You know, I actually had a knife Bible. You know what I mean? That I actually was reading a lot more than the King James version. And I would just flip through the Bible, man, certain nights and read a verse or two and elaborate on what he's trying to say to me. You know what I'm saying? And I was finding myself at the same time, you know, losing another part of myself.
Did any verse or a particular verse hit hard to you?
Man, the only verses, you know, Psalms, 23, the prayer, that you say before you go to sleep, that we grew up saying. I would say that every night, and I would read it every other night, just to talk to him, because even after I say prayers every night, I would talk to him literally, like verbally out my mouth, you know what I'm saying, just whispering, laying up in that bunk, and then so I would just talk to him, period, you know what I mean, in my head. Like, I had so many conversations with him, and it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean. So, like when people say that, you know what I mean, God, we are gods and stuff, it'd be kind of crazy because you can kind of believe it when you get to looking into your mental, you know what I'm saying, when you get to looking at the mind states and the different, the different things that you, what do you call it, man? When you look into, you know what I mean, we just get to explore, man, the human mind.
The psychology behind how we move.
You hit them right on the head, the psychology behind it, man. It's deep.
When you look at your own psychology, as far as looking at what makes you tick, being in a place to where, they put us in cages and they expect us to act human when we're in an inhumane situation. Did it get you to kind of understand other people that came in, even people that left out? I'm sure there's people that came in after you're there and left out before you. And I'm sure there's people that was been in there way before you had got there and they're still in there with no kind of date to get out as far as pending trial or whatever it is. Did you understand the psychology behind other inmates that was in there kind of during the time?
Most definitely. But it also made me understand, you know what I mean, mine, you know what I mean, my psychology. I wasn't meant for no jail. Yeah. I was always telling myself, you know what I mean, if I'm ever looking at real time, I'm gonna try to hurt one of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to kill me one of them, you know what I'm saying? And when I look around there, man, it was a lot of talent. It was a lot of smart people that I'm just like, these motherfuckers too smart to be in here. Like, that second go around when I was in there with Low Key and Lil Ronnie, it was kind of crazy because that was my most awakening time. I had met a pastor and a priest. I can't remember his name right now, but he actually started a prayer group, and I would go attend it, and I would see people say things that they want to pray about, and a lot of stuff was things that people wanted to do when they got out, and I'm like, that's kind of backwards, I ain't understand it, but then again, I do, a lot of people speak and stuff into existence, but then you had the ones that didn't join it, Man, you hearing them wilding out there, like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They fighting every day, you know what I'm saying? Go up in there, get their money, you know what I'm saying? It be what it be. But for the most part, the people I was around in there was really about change, you know, and positivity. Because shit, if you ain't got that in a place like that, it's a wrap.